weekend and we say, you pay me $100, you pay me $200, then we can have our offshore wind project together. Another thing is, you need a proper feasibility study in the beginning. You need to know what you want to do, what you can achieve, and what the resources you need. And then you need to design, you need to develop. What do you mean developer in the second phase? It's like you need to know all the things. You need to make out a plan, to be honest, to be direct. And you need to get a consent. So the consent could be from the government or from the landlord, whoever, to give you the green light that you can have your project. Then you head into the pre-construction phase, and in Chinese you can read it's about engineering, design, and all the planning. So okay, you know that you can have your project, and you need to do all the planning for engineering and construction. Then you head into the construction phase, and after the construction, you head into the operational and maintenance phase, the decommission. So this is a cycle, which means the wind farm is not like only have construction or only about the planning. It's actually a lot of different stages. And then, so we can easily say three stages, like here from the feasibility study until construction. So you kick off your project, you study it, and you construct and commission it. And what kind of factor you need to consider? From where is it? I start from financial. So you want to set up your project, you need to know how much you need to spend, right? So you are a wind farm, how much I need, and where I can get my money. So finance, quite important. And the market study. That's also part of my job in RCG. So a lot of developers, before they come to Taiwan, I have a very very important case for mine is Iberdrola. Iberdrola is a big utility in the world, probably top 3. It just entered the Taiwan market 1 or 2 years ago, and it's me helping them to landing in Taiwan. But when they join Taiwan markets, this is a question they will ask. So what's the policy of Taiwan? And what's the energy market look like in Taiwan? Because they probably heard about, okay, Taiwan is a good place for offshore wind development. But when they really want to make a decision, they want to know, is your government more liberal or more conservative, or your energy market is big, small, or medium size? And what's all the supporting mechanism behind that for me to have the project? So we need to do all the study, and we need to do the site selection. We need to do the investigation and survey for the site. So that's another part. And then also permit and consent. There's more administration things, but it's a crucial part for development phase. So you need to secure all your permit and consent from the government or like authority to make sure your project can go ahead. And there's construction, there's OMF, there's technical engineering, you probably know a lot. And there's another 2 little circle on the top and bottom. It's partner and investor. So, we probably hear a big name like Austin, CIP, they are developer. And in Taiwan, it's more about single developer will have their project in the development phase. But like in Europe, you can hear a lot of cases like 2 developers. Probably it's Austin with Malubeni or CIP with Iberdrola. They have the project together. So we call it joint venture. But why they need to have a project together? Which means they believe they can bring the benefits to each other. So you need, at some point, you need to think about who can be your partner to have a project together, then you can benefit each other. And which kind of developer you want to, because, okay, you are a developer, you are super rich, but of course you don't want to spend all your money into one project. So you need an investor. Probably you want a silent investor, or sometimes you want an active investor. So that's another issue for you. So that's more about, I can say, it's marketing and branding. And marketing and branding is like how you stand in this market. So now everybody, I can make a text. So raise your hand if I name the developer name that you heard about. First, Austin. Okay, 80%. Okay, get down. EMBW. Nobody. Okay, 1 person there. EMBW from German. They was in Taiwan, but now not here anymore. Octopus. Nobody knows, of course, because they are not in Taiwan. And Centrica. I'm looking to those British person, you don't know Centrica. One of the big six. Anyway, there you go. So next, CIP. Okay. So that's just how it is. You know, like all the development names. Some names will be recognized, some names will nobody know. It's probably because they are not in this market or they want to be silent in this market. That's decision for this developer, and that's part of their strategy. For example, if you are Austin CIP, this kind of big name, what the benefit for you? You can more easy to do the hiring because all the young people like the big name, they want to join you, or you demonstrate you are quite strong, so you have much more bargaining power to the government, to the authority saying, hey, I'm Austin, you need to follow me, rather than, yeah. So like this kind of situation. So marketing and branding sometimes is important, like SGRE as well, right? And now going to the different things, not different. So go more detail. How to set up this project development from the beginning. So from the stage 0, it's about opportunity access. So it's always somebody come in front of you, say, hey, I have a project for you. You want to buy it? You want to join it? Do you want to join my big plan? So that's the first stage. And sometimes it's from yourself. Okay, I want to go to Taiwan. I want to go have my project in Taiwan. Probably I can do the site selection by myself, and then I can have my project by myself. So first things, you need to assess what's the opportunity. It's not only about the site. It's always about, like what I mentioned in the beginning, the political environment and the market environment, market status. So there are a lot of things behind that. And you can say, okay, okay, Taiwan is good. We want to go to Taiwan, and then we enter into Taiwan. We have our project in Taiwan water, and then head into the project development phase. In this phase, you will have your project envelope. Anyone who understands what is project envelope? Raise your hand. No? Okay. Yeah, that's my expectation. Project envelope is basically a document. We can say that. Have every detail about your project, like which turbine you will use, what's the location you will have, what's your schedule, what's your plan for everything, like what's your substation look like. So we call it project envelope, which means everything about your project. And then you need to have your development plan. So like this is step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I need to do here, do that, later, and who I need to engage, who I need to talk to, what kind of permit and content I need to get. So that's planning, and you can see it's 2 to 4 years. It's not short time because it's a big things. And you can apply, maybe accepted. That's for the planning part. And down below is the design. So it's more relevant to people from probably more professional, I don't know, like from ocean engineering or engineering part. So and also like colleges. You need to do your survey. For geophysical, geotechnical investigation survey, you need to know the site. Okay, in the beginning you say, okay, this is a good opportunity, and this is a good area, but I need to know how good it is. What's the wind resources here? What is the seabed condition for me? What's the mid ocean? What is stakeholder? What kind of ecosystem here? I need to know everything. The developer needs to know everything about this place, and heading into the basic design and EIS, etc. So we have all of these things now, and heading into the stage 2. I call this project optimistic. So which means, okay, you apply for your development right. Okay, you be admit you can do your development. Then you need to self-examine it, because sometimes the plan in the beginning is not work. Right? Like you say, okay, I can have 14 megawatt turbine in the beginning, but after 2 or 4 years, everybody talk about 20 megawatt turbine. So you go into SGRE, tell me, could you have my 20 megawatt turbine in 2027? And SGRE, I mean Siemens Gamesa will tell you, oh no, we will not have that in Taiwan at that time, probably. So that's a case. You need to check, you need to review all your plan, and at the same time, you need to do more detailed site survey for that. And when you're doing the site survey, you optimize your plan. Then you need to know what kind of procurement you need to do. You need to do the survey, you need to do the design, and you go from like basic design into detailed design. And then you have your procurement for EPCI. Make sure, like EPCI stands for like engineering, procurement, and construction and installation, which means in Chinese we say 统包，就是工程统包，他帮你做所有事情，所以是 EPCI. So that's everything that you head into stage 3. So that's the green part we say is project kickoff. So it's quite different. It's the kickoff, which means we can start our project, get all of the approval, and you can really start your construction. So it's a long process. And more detail about what that 2 to 4 years doing. And I try to have Chinese and English together. So it's actually, you have a lot of surveying to do. Like for example, you need to know what the wind resources is, what's the bird here, do we have any marine mammal, the fishery, and ecology. Ecology could be onshore, offshore. So actually you have a lot of surveying to do, right? Or otherwise you cannot pass your EIA. And at the same time for engineering, you need to do like wind turbine selection. Like I want to choose Vestas turbine or SGI turbine. I want to choose 14 megawatt, 16 megawatt, or I'm happy to have 4 megawatt turbine. And this is selection. And what's our wind farm layout? So you need to have your turbine, have your layout. So essentially there's a lot of things you need to plan. Also like construction measures, how I can install my turbine, my foundation. Because you need to imagine that. Like for example, if I want to build out a new building in Taida campus, okay, I need to apply all the permits. I probably need to go a lot of debate with all the people in the school, and probably the student will against to me. But anyway, I got all the approval from the society and I want to build out a building. It's not difficult for you because everything is quite mature. And you know how to build a building here, onshore. But offshore, which means you have boat, and the water depth is different, and you probably want to have fixed bottom, probably it could be monopile foundation or jacket foundation, or floating, probably. So you have different technology, which means you need different installation measures. So there are a lot of choice you need to make, a lot of survey and stuff you need to make. That's a huge thing actually. And also the landfall plan. If you remember, like I have this infrastructure picture, which means why I have this, because actually I show this to my clients where you can connect to. Okay, you have your wind farm offshore, where you can connect to onshore part, where is your landfall. So that's also part of the thing you need to think about. The landfall and how you should do the construction. So that's actually a lot of things before you can really confirm your project design. So probably you will say, oh yeah, they are all engineering. Yeah, I'm not familiar with, but no matter which department, which background you come from, you can think about, okay, I'm more interested in foundation, or I'm more interested in electrical things, or I'm interested in logistics, construction, whatever. And probably environmental science as well. That's about technical. So now heading to social science. I have this picture, and this is not a clear picture. I have this on purposely, because I only want to show how complicated it is. 所以就是没有关系，你们拍不出东西来，因为它看起来就很复杂。因为我只是想让你们知道它很复杂。Compared to the government tell us how to have your wind farm, pretty easy, right? Like you can have this, and yes or no, okay, have this, and you prepare all this document, good, okay, pass, and then have a committee meeting, prepare all this document, okay, pass, head into another phase. This is government tell you from the government website, built out by each. And they tell you very easy, like, oh, phase 1, how to apply your wind farm. And like all this to you, and those documents you only need to prepare them, and you can have your wind farm. It's not too long, like only 1 page. So every of you can be the developer, isn't it? Like if you only need to prepare these things to have your wind farm for permit. That is why I want to have this page to you. So it's not like that. It's really difficult actually. So 3 permits or 4 permits I want to tell on the top. First one is administration contract. In Taiwan, administration contract, 行政契约, is a contract between you as a developer and the government to confirm that you have the right to develop this project in Taiwan water. So that's the first thing you need to have. And the second thing is you need to have the EP, which means established permit. Established permit is the permit to set you as a company to have power business in Taiwan. So we call 筹设许可. So 筹设许可, which means you have this business established. So it's called established permit. And then CP comes for construction permit. So quite easy to understand. 施工许可 means it gives you a consent that you can start your construction. And after your construction, that complete the construction, then EL means electricity license. So 电业执照. So 电业执照, which means okay, you are qualified, certified electricity business now. So at that time you get an EL, then you obtain your EL, then you can start to sell your electricity. So 你拿到电业执照之后，你才可以开始卖电. So 4 permit milestone in Taiwan to have your wind farm commission. But behind that, below that, is actually that I asked my colleague to make this picture. It's actually everything interconnect with each other. Like for example, if you want to have EP, established permit, you need a local government consent. You need the fishery agent's consent. You need the submarine cable survey consent. And submarine cable survey consent, which means it's just give your consent to do the survey. Then you need to complete your survey and send in your report. And also like EIA, EDA consent, a lot of things. And you need to get it then right. You need to get a review. Then that's a lot of things I'm tired to explain. But what I want to tell you is why, if you look into developer in Taiwan, actually they all have a really good and strong and comprehensive permitting. It's because permit is probably the core of the development in anywhere. Especially because it calls development phase. Before you start your construction, the permitting is most important things. You need to have this right. And the government believe you can have your business to build out the wind farm. So it's really complicated. Yeah, this part is only about, the upper part is only about the wind farm itself. And for the grid, there's another thing. You need to engage with Thai Power, TPC, to get their approval or to get their consent to allow you to connect to their grid system. So it's not only about, okay, I have my wind farm here, and I can connect to anywhere in Thai Power. No, it's not the case. You want to connect to it, which means you are kind of making change to their system. So they want to, like TBC, Thai Power want to make sure everything you done or your system design is follow their requirement, and you will be follow what they're asking you to do. So anyway, permitting is complicated, and it's take probably for whole this process could take 4 years to 5 years. And what's the main challenge here for permitting? I could call it post-auction, which means auction is the milestone. 就选商，就是当你已经选商成功了，代表说你已经拿到开发许可，所以你已经确认了，政府已经说你可以开发了，这是 auction 之后，选商之后。But even after that, you still have a lot of challenge. Like for example, you need to have your technical engineering design, right? Right, you need to make things done. And you need to procurement. Procurement is sometimes more challenging things. Probably in Taiwan or anywhere you can say, oh, I want to have my wind farm here, but there's no supply chain here for me. So that's the thing you need to figure out. And why I need to post here as part of permit and consents, because all of these things are relevant. For example, you need to have your EIA 环评. But your 环评 need to write down what's your wind farm look like, right? So you need to tell the EIA committee member, like, this is a wind farm I will build out. And this is all the plan for me. And this plan need to follow all our technical engineering team's design, and also the procurement team get the things done. And at the same time, those things follow localization requirement in Taiwan as well. And also, like you need to, like for example, you want to set up your onshore substation here, but you didn't get the land right. They were all interrelated, and so also local government is really difficult things. Fishery is very difficult things. In commercial perspective, I'm going a little bit faster because I want to go back on time. 4 dimensions I will mention. First is project finance. Project finance is like you need to take care about your capex, opex. Anyone don't know CapEx here? Please raise your hand. Okay, CapEx is 开发成本，就是你在盖东西前面你要花的所有钱。OPEX 就是维运成本，就是你要让这个风场在转20年中间维运你所需要花的钱。所以 CapEx 加 OPEX 就代表说你这个风场大概 total 你要花的钱。Okay. And your financial model. So which means financial model is okay, I have my project. Why developer want to have their project? They want to have their project for earning the money, right? Nobody sell a project or have their work for free. So you need to make sure your project model tell you one thing. You've got a positive IRR. Which means 就是你的专案有赚钱。为什么你需要这个 financial model 这个就是要告诉你说你要先规划好你的专案最后会赚钱。So that's quite important. And also I mentioned about partner investor in earlier. So you need to make sure your investor is happy about your financial model. Your financial could be project finance or corporate finance. There are different measures about that. And you need to engage with all the lenders. 所以你要确定有人要借你钱的，要不然就是你的钱没有钱万事不能。所以简单来讲，第一个 part 在告诉你一件事情，就是你要拿到钱才可以开始你的专案。然后有一个很重要的东西就是最后 final investment decision FID and financial close， 这个是一个 stage， 表示说你已经确定你有钱了，你已经确定大家愿意付钱给你开始这个专案，有钱才可以开始，所以这是第一个面向。第二个面向是 the second part is about the procurement about your power， 就 PPA。So power procurement purchase agreement is you need to make sure your project generation that somebody will offtake your power. So like in normal situation is that you have your wind farm and you have your power feeding to Taiwan Power system. So Taiwan Power will pay you at the feeding tariff rate. 就是反正你就是趸购费率5块钱6块钱，你把你的电发出来给台电，台电就会付你5块钱6块钱。But nowadays the Taiwanese government believe in liberal market. We believe the market power. So we want the developer to follow CPPA. What does this C stand for? This C stand for corporate， 就是企业购电。意思就是说，你前面的 PPA 是指在一般传统发展上 ，PPA 指的是你把电卖给国家的电力公司。那国家电力公司 follow 国家政策，它就是国家要补助你，我就用比较高的价钱买。那企业购电就代表是商业行为，所以台积电今天要买电，它一定是买它认为对它有利可图的电价。意思就是说，如果你在自由市场里面走 CPPA， 你必须去说服找到那个可以跟你签约的企业。So like in Taiwan, everybody know about TSMC quite big, and they are quite interesting to meet their I-100 target to have more renewable energies. But TSMC pay Taiwan Power maybe at 3.5 for their electricity. Why they want to pay $4 per kilowatt hour for green energy? For us, it will be always green energy, so it must be expensive. But if you are the boss of TSMC or you are the boss of any big company in Taiwan, you will say, I want green power, of course, but I don't want to pay more. Makes sense, right? So that's difficult. And you need to engage with them. Like, oh, you need to come with them. Oh, it's green, right? You need to pay the premium for that. That's a difficult job. So, and also this is about agreement, so which means it's a contract. The contract need to follow all the legal or risk assessment. So that's another thing you need to do. And procurement, okay, you have all your design for your wind farm. Okay, you want to have this turbine, you need this vessel, and you will set out this foundation, you will have the cable. But who will supply those things? You have a great plan there, but nobody will supply your wind farm. No, there's no vessel for you, then you will now realize your project. So procurement is also quite important, and after procurement, it's also important for you to follow, or you need to monitor what the progress is. Like, if you complete the foundation installation on time. If your foundation does not install on time, which means you cannot have your tower installation, you cannot have your turbine or your generator installation on time. So everything is interconnected with each other, so you need to make sure all the progress, every package is working out together. And the final part is business development. So as I also mentioned, it's about branding, marketing is important, and also you need to see, like for example in Taiwan, we joined the round 2 in 2018. and you probably want to join round 3 last year. You probably want to join round 3.2 next year, hopefully. Round 3.3, I don't know when it happened. But anyway, you need to keep watching the market. Like a lot of people talk about floating wing, and when will be the floating wing option happen? Nobody knows. So anyway, that's the business development need to take care. What the things happening, what things I need to do, and all the business like continuity plan, exit plan. It's I don't know if you know that, but I can speak in Chinese. 一个是营业计划持续书，一个是撤离计划书。然后这2个东西我都写过。那为什么写过呢？因为裴洛西来台湾的时候，有一些人要走了。然后不是啊，就是这些东西其实也是跟 business 有关的。所以就是我们在做顾问，有的时候客户来跟你说啊，我们想要你重新评估一下台海的安全。他说我不是军事专家，但是你还是得就一个台湾人的角度告诉他 ，OK， 这是我的想法，那这一个报告给你看。但是有的时候他们就会希望有这个所谓营业持续计划，就是说他要知道说他的 business 在面对特定困难的时候，会不会有这个如何持续下去，或者是我要撤离的时候，我要有一个 plan。So let's talk about business, right? And structure. I try to make a structure, but actually every developer, every team can have different structure, right? So it's not the only way, it's just a proper, or maybe it's one of example. So of course you have a project owner, it's a developer or investor, they are project owner. Then you have your project director, and somebody below project director. Director could be deputy or project director anyway. And project manager, and we'll have deputy project manager maybe. And below project manager always, or sometimes you have PMO, stand for Project Management Office. It's like a group of people, including like interface management, coordinator, document control, risk management, a lot. So it's not one person things. And then you have different package or different topic, like commercial. You can have commercial lead. Sometimes it can be your CFO or something in your team. And below commercial team could be like different management, like procurement manager, finance manager, CPPA manager, however you want to name it. Different developers have different positions for that. Technical lead, they have different package, like turbine package lead, foundation package lead, cable package lead, a lot of different lead, however you want to call it. EPCI, permit and consent, and like different things like EIA and commissioning permit. Or sometimes I see a lot of developers, they only have like 5 permit manager or senior permit manager and permit manager, however they call co-permit manager in the team. And then stakeholder engagement, like I mentioned, PR, GR, and GR means government affair and local affair. Those different stakeholders, you need to make sure you're making them happy. So it's kind of the structure can be for a normal developer in Taiwan. So don't think about there's only technical person can work in offshore wind. So technical and EPC are probably okay, they are here, and probably commercial and probably permitting and stakeholder, or you can be a PMO team as well. So think wider. I mean, could be have different things in a team for you to achieve what I mentioned about this, a lot of things. Okay, and this is a difficulty here, right? So in Taiwan we call about trilemma. So 那个台湾离岸风电的3难，一个是价钱，一个是本土化要求，一个是分配上限。那这不是我讲，是我去讲。但是台湾有很多人在讨论这个3难之后，我想要说，这3难的确是3难啊。但是这3难之外，有更多的问题。So everybody talk about the trilemma here, about the price, about the localization requirement, about the capacity cap. That's really the difficulty here, and interact with each other. So make the project development really difficult. But behind that, it's probably also about the CPPA price, right? Because why bid price matter to you is because you cannot cite a good CPPA. And what localization difficult to you? Because probably you just cannot find a proper local supplier, or your local supplier are not good enough to meet your requirement, or there's technically something just cannot be done here, right? So education as well. Like okay, everybody wants. I want to have a really big project, 1 gigawatt, 1.5 gigawatt. But do you really have the ports in Taiwan can help you have your 1 or 1.5 gigawatt project? So this is not all the issue. This is just why when I'm making this slide, I try to pull out the things coming to my mind. But there are already a lot of issue, which means those things could be solved by this team or more team, and need more young people like you to join. And this is my ex-colleague, so it's my final page already. And those are the people in RCG Plus. And what I want to have this page is, I want to say, this is a great team, and this team have people from different backgrounds. So the British people next to me is my line manager here, Laura. She is a geography background as well. She was the head of Centrica Renewable Department, so really knowledgeable person. The guy next to Laura is Huang. Huang comes from, graduated from until National Taiwan University as well. He comes from a political background. And the girl next to him comes from accountant background. And there is another British person sitting in the central. He comes from technical, especially for braid background. And the guy next to him, he actually studied Spanish. And because Ibidora is my key client, so that's I need somebody speaking Spanish in the team. Anyway, and there is a guy called Charles next to him. He have an engineering background from here as well. And actually he graduated, he have a master's degree from Michigan University, so he's a really good person. And he needs to take care of every technical issue in our business. The guy next to him, he have an air quality background. So graduate from, I forgot, but he's like environmental background as well. The lady next to me, she also come from NTU, from sociology department. So like sometimes when she joined us, she's quite nervous. 2 years ago when she joined us, and she's like, "How I can contribute?" And I just shared a story to teacher this afternoon. So one day, the client asked me a question saying, "I want to build out the relationship with Taichung Fishery Association. So you, consultant, help me to build out this relationship." So that day, one day I bring this girl next to me to Taichung Fishery Association. That's a place. I say, actually I know nothing. No, I know nobody here. I have no connection to Taichung Fishery Association. So today, this afternoon, we have only one mission. To take all your learning from Department of Sociology to book the door, to find the good connection, can help us to connect to the right person, the goalkeeper, and have a proper dialogue with Taichung Fishery Association. And she made it in 1 hour. How can she do it? I don't know, but she have her measures, but her learn from school. 好，我把这故事用中文再讲一次，因为是最后一个故事了。就是这位社会系毕业的女子，她社会所啦，其实社会所。那我们就一起去台中语会外面，我一个台中语会的人都不认识。但是客户告诉我们说，我们必须要跟台中语会，因为我们有一些专案，我们要跟台中语会有关系，我们想要跟台中语会开会，那怎么办呢？我们就去那边走入田野。就是我就跟他说，来，我们有一个下午的时间，你要做的事情就是想办法找到那个守门员，想办法用你所有社会学、人类学，你所学过田野的技巧，找到一个人跟他聊天，然后聊出一点事情来，让我们知道怎么跟台中渔会当朋友。那他大概花了1个多小时，他就做到这件事情。那他就很简单，他就是去聊天。但我实际上不知道他怎么做到，因为我就在外面晃来晃去。但就是我有我的方法，他有他的方法。但是我想要用最后这个故事告诉大家，就是说我知道，因为杨老师跟我说，这个班上有很多同学不是来自于工学院背景的，所以我最后想问这个问题：不是来自工学院背景的同学可以举个手吗 ？Those people who are not come from engineering or like nature science, okay, background. 所以我知道有些同学他们上了这门课，很高兴你们愿意 花一些时间了解 offshore wind， 然后我也希望告诉大家是，我觉得特别有意义是我在上最后这一堂课，我想要告诉大家是 offshore wind 或是 renewable， 我谈了 energy transition， 还有我自己的前面的一些 career， 还有包括我刚刚讲这个同事的故事是。我们其实都要用自己各种所有的经验、能力、networking， 还有我们可以做到的事情，去想办法让我们想做的事情发生。So we always know there's a goal about this transition about like net zero. So but the things that we need to use, we need to make the best advantage of ourselves, our capacity, our networking to achieve our goal. 好，大概是这样，我应该没有 slide， 那就是这样。那离9点还有大概15分钟，我后面就留一些 Q&A 的时间，然后欢迎大家对不管是哪一方面有问题可以举手，然后我可以尽量回答。Any question, please raise your hand, and I will stay here until night. And before that, you can raise your hand, ask question, and if you feel bored, you can leave now. 可以走了，对不对？他们。
对。But just before